These are the Dragons, the 5 multi-millionaire investors on their way to the den. There, tonight, they will make or break the business dreams of dozens of budding entrepreneurs and inventors.
Your pitch resembles something out of Del Boy Trotter's Opportunities book.
Did you somewhere get an impression that we were daft?
I couldn't work with you because you can't get a straight answer.
You're idiots, basically. Sorry, I can't work with idiots. I'm out.
Okay.
The Dragons know what they're talking about. Powerful and wealthy now, they all built up their own fortunes from scratch. Deborah Meaden made her millions in the holiday and leisure industry in the West Country. Duncan Bannatyne is a Glaswegian entrepreneur whose £170 million empire includes health clubs, hotels and casinos. Theo Paphitis is a retail magnate who's transformed the fortunes of high street brands like Ryman, Licenza, Partners and Contessa. Richard Farley is based in Monaco and made his fortune as an investment banker and hedge fund manager, and he's now a prolific investor in UK startup companies. Peter Jones is one of Britain's most successful entrepreneurs. His multi-million-pound business empire ranges from telecoms and property to the media. In the den, the Dragons are ready to back the right businesses with their own money. But tonight, will anyone convince them to invest? Here in the Dragon's Den, more cash-hungry entrepreneurs are nervously waiting to pitch to our multimillionaire investors. They all have business ideas and inventions they think could make their fortunes, but they need investment to move forward. The Dragons can give them that investment, but they're risking their own money, so only the most profitable ideas will succeed. And first up is Ling Valentine, who moved to the UK 8 years ago and started a company in Gateshead based on an American concept. She's now seeking £50,000. Remember the rules, though. She has to get all the money she's come for, or she leaves with nothing.
Hello, I'm Ling, my famous Chinese nuclear missile truck, my trademark. I'm Ling Valentine. Today I'm here to present linkscast.com. I'm looking for an investment of £50,000 for a 5% share of my company. Linkscast.com is a website where customers can select a brand new car to rent for normally 2 or 3 years. It's a very cheap way to run a brand new car, and it's called contract hire. The market is growing for people who just want to rent a car for fixed monthly cost. In the US, more than 20% of the cars are purchased by this way, but while in the UK, less than 1%. On my website, people choose the car they want. If they got good credit history, the car will be delivered to them. Easy. On average, I sell £1 million worth of car a month. I've made over £100,000 gross profits in each of the last 2 years. I want you to give me £50,000 to enable me to promote linkscast.com. Your money will double each year. By the year 2010, it will be worth £400,000. You can trust me that I have correct marketing skills. I'd like to remind you of your British saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch. If you visit my website, I'll give you a free lunch.
With packs of free noodles and an enthusiastic pitch, Ling Valentine is hoping to secure a £50,000 investment in return for 5% of her web-based contract hire business. But Peter Jones already has queries about her eye-catching marketing techniques.
Ling.
Yeah.
What on earth is with the advertising on the nuclear truck?
With nuclear missile truck, nobody else got such a thing. And I used to put it next to A1, and it attracts loads of publicity. Fantastic
Really?
idea. Yeah.
Where is it parked now?
At the moment, this was very close to Darlington originally, but the council forced me to move it.
Yeah. You know, councils are terrible at that.
The planners they got left from John Prescott.
Yeah.
Ling, how old are you?
33.
33, and you set this up 2 years ago?
No, I set it up about 5 years ago. I've been in this country for 8 years. I came with nothing apart from perfect Chinglish.
Sorry?
Fantastic.
Moments of jocularity never last long in the den, and Richard Farley wants to talk business.
So I can go to your site,
Yeah.
and it just directs me to the best deals on from other car brokers, does it? Other car dealers.
What we do is we have a whole page with all the cars we think are the best deal available.
So you don't get involved in the deal. You just go. I just get directed from your site.
No. I get involved in the deal as well. I deal with the dealer's finance company.
But you're just picking up a commission, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, you know. I mean,
So it's no risk of.
Yeah, I've got to say,
money.
congratulations. The profit
Yeah.
is quite low, but the turnover is fantastic. So congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Richard Farley seems impressed by the business behind Ling's gimmicks, but Peter Jones is concerned about the profit margins Ling has been quoting.
You sell £1 million worth of cars a month,
Yeah.
and £1 million worth of cars generates you about £8,000 profit.
No, I said gross profit is over 100,000.
So what is the figure?
The year before, in 2005, is 108,000 pounds.
Okay, so 8,500 a month.
Yeah, and then last year was 125,000 pounds.
So just over £10,000 a month.
Yeah.
What did your accounts show for 205?
I just know roughly the figure, but I haven't really got
Your income was 108,000.
Yeah.
And then, did there any money left?
108. My net profit is 70,000 because I left in the business, and then 2006 I spent 25 grand with that money to do the marketing. I can't do the marketing without any money left.
I'm not saying, but did you actually show on your audited accounts £70,000 before tax, and then pay tax, corporation tax on £70,000?
I think I paid about quarterly about 5,000 tax or things because I don't do the book.
You come here asking for money, you tell me you don't do the book. I'd expect me to give you money if you can't tell me what you're making.
Ling has been blasted by an infuriated Theopophetus over her tenuous grasp of the figures. Peter Jones has heard enough.
Your lack of business nous is terrifying.
Well, I mean, my business is going well, and we're making money.
But we don't know how much.
Ling, you can't even tell me how much money you're making over 3 years. So what, can you imagine me now giving you £50,000? I'm saying, Ling, what did you spend my £50,000 on? Oh, I don't know. I bought another missile. You haven't got a full understanding and appreciation of your business. And that's my problem.
Fine.
So I can't, I'm out.
Ling is remaining defiant in the face of Peter Jones' refusal to invest in her business. Will any of the 4 remaining dragons offer her the £50,000 she's asking for?
We're all in admiration of you. I'm in admiration of you. But that's not enough for me to want to invest in you at the moment. So you know, and you can address the others, I'm going to back out of here. So I'm out, and I won't be investing.
Ling, you've got a lot of what it takes to be a really successful entrepreneur. But I couldn't work with you because you can't get a straight answer. So I'm afraid for me, you've absolutely lost credibility. I'm really disappointed. So I'm out.
Ling's in real trouble. 3 dragons have walked away from the deal. By offering them just 5% for £50,000, she's valuing her business at £1 million. And now only Duncan Bannatyne and Richard Farley stand between Ling and failure in the den.
Ling, I think you're a good business person. You've been doing this for 6 years. You've created a business with great turnover, with a reputation. on the valuation, I do have an issue. But just to get things moving a little bit, I would like to offer you half the money, but you have to understand it's going to be a completely different valuation than you're talking about. I would like to offer you half the money, but for 20%.
To the disbelief of at least 3 of his rival dragons, Richard Farley has seen enough money-making potential in Ling's business to offer her half of the investment. Duncan Bannatyne is the only other dragon still in. Will he make up the other half?
Maybe I'm going mad, but you know, maybe this could just build up in a little business. It could be quite nice, and we can maybe continue. And I'll never find out unless I go half as with Richard, will I? So I'm going to match Richard's offer, and I'm going to offer you £25,000 for 20% of the company.
Ling has been offered all the investment she came for, but the dragons are demanding a massive equity stake in return, 40% compared to the 5% she was offering. Will Ling be prepared to sell this much of her business?
I think it's a bit too much. I really refuse that.
You're turning us down?
Yeah. Well, Chinese eat dragons for breakfast. I would say 5% each, 10% in total.
Unintimidated by the dragons, Ling has decided to negotiate hard. But will her tactics pay off?
You know, the best I could offer you would be £25,000 for 15% of the company. Now, if Richard matched that, that would be £50,000 for 30% of the company.
Ling, I would say I would match that, and I would say that would be my final offer. So it'd be 30%, 30% for the total of 50,000.
Richard Farley and Duncan Bannatyne want this deal, and they've reduced their equity demand by 10%. It's decision time for Ling.
Thank you. I refuse it.
Ling, think about it. It's a fantastic... It's an unbelievable offer. Take their money.
Thank you for your money. I refuse it. Thank you.
After a roller coaster session, Ling is leaving the den empty-handed, unwilling to sacrifice such a large stake in her business for the dragon's cash and expertise. The multimillionaire investors are dumbfounded. Ling, you said the Chinese eat dragons for breakfast. Did you eat them or did they eat you today?
Well, I walked away from their offer.
You're turning us down?
I mean, I think it's just going a bit greedy. If I have to work that hard and give away all my money, so I'm not happy with that.
Well, very well done.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Every entrepreneur who dares to enter the den thinks their idea could make them millions. Michael Smith and Paul Hope wanted a £175,000 investment for their Japanese-style griddle.
The iron flame griddle is a versatile alternative to the barbecue. It is a reliable and efficient appliance which reaches its maximum temperature within 10 minutes. This creates much quicker cooking times.
Theo Paphitis was rendered speechless by its cost.
How much would it cost me?
This would cost in the region of £2,000.
Richard Farley was critical of the price they'd put on their business.
If you offered me the whole business for £175,000, I'd still be sitting here wondering about it.
As we said before, there's not a competing product that we could find in the UK.
And the duo enraged Peter Jones with their arguments.
You could easily, very easily, put together your own griddle.
That's true. But I'm sure the watch that you're wearing on your hand is not one that you've made yourself.
No, I think that's stupid, actually.
Well, I don't think it's the same thing as what you're saying. I mean,
No, it's
you can buy a car.
No,
you can buy a car. I say, well, I like that car. I'll go and make it myself.
You can't relate this to any quality product at all.
Yeah?
You're idiots, basically. Sorry, I can't work with idiots. I'm out.
Okay.
Next up today are two chiropractors, David Cosgrave and Travis McDonough. They're stepping into the den to ask for £75,000 of the dragon's money. But will they walk away with the investment they've come for?
Hi, my name's Dr. Dave Cosgrave.
My name is Dr. Travis McDonough.
And our company distributes TOG gate scan. We're here today to align ourselves with a dragon that can help take our company to the next level. We're offering 15% of our company in return for a £75,000 investment.
Gait scan is an orthopedic instrumentation device that allows us to measure foot function and ultimately foot dysfunction. There's a plethora of research that supports that the foot directly implicates and causes problems in many satellite anatomical locations, such as the ankle, the knee, the hip, and the lower back. How this system works is we sell the gait scan unit to top professionals in the country. They have their patients walk across this computer chip, 4,000 sensors in this mat, send information into the computer. With a touch of a button, the information is modemed through cyberspace to our laboratory, where foot specialists will construct an orthopedic insert that will help to alleviate problems in the foot, and in doing so will help to reduce taxing in the whole kinetic chain, including the knees, the hips, and the lower back.
We currently have 114 units in action in the UK, generating 4,000 annual orders of orthotics, which represents a turnover of £350,000. In the short time that we've been a company, we've sold 11,000 orthotics, which generate £1.3 million worth of revenue.
We feel that the company's at a tipping point right now. We feel privileged to be in front of some of the great economic minds in the United Kingdom. We invite you to take the next step forward with us in a synergistic fashion to make this company as much of a success in the United Kingdom as it is in other jurisdictions such as Canada. We invite your questions.
A slick sales pitch and a pinch of flattery have got doctors Dave Cosgrave and Travis McDonough off to a flying start. But foot diagnostics are an unfamiliar territory to the Dragons, and for a £75,000 investment, Theo Paphitis needs to know more.
How does it work? Do you just walk over it?
Would you like to have a go?
I'd love to have a go. I've got heel pain, so
yes,
that's
that'd be
fine.
fantastic. Could I ask you to take off your shoes just there? Would that be okay?
Oh, no.
Please?
Just take them off.
Yes, please.
And your socks.
And socks as well?
No, please leave your socks.
No, please, if you don't mind, that would be great.
You want socks off?
Yeah,
yes, please. We're going to start you actually down on this end.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to get you to walk across the pad, just like you'd be walking down the street, placing one foot in the box at a time. Okay, we're off to the races. Perfect. We can see right away that there are some problem areas.
What do you mean some problem areas?
He has dropped what are called metatarsal heads, which are at the front of the foot.
Oh, no!
He also has a lot of heel pressure in both sides. There's quite a bit of asymmetry between the right and the left side.
You failed, Theo. You failed.
Should I sit down now? Are you finished with me?
Yes, you can put your shoes and socks actually back on.
What's the diagnosis, doctor?
But if I, would you mind taking a seat, and if I could just touch your foot there for 1 second and show you what some of the problems are.
It gets worse.
Excuse me. Right now we have an angulation in your toe from here to here, and it's the early signs of a bunion, okay, called hallux valgus.
Old age.
I was going to have a go, but I'm not going to, I think.
This toe is starting to head towards Liverpool when it should be straight, okay? And you can see that if I pressed on the arch, it helps to straighten your toe out. This is a perfect example of someone who could benefit from wearing an orthotic.
With the help of Theo Paphitis' nascent bunion, the gait scan duo have grabbed the Dragons' attention. Now Duncan Bannatyne wants to drill down into their sales figures.
What price are you selling the system for?
The system is sold into practices at £7,000. We've currently sold 114 of them in the UK.
We're selling the system, but our revenue and our money comes from the orthotic devices that are prescribed off of it.
To the paying public, they're retailing, the orthotic device is retailing at about £225, up to £300 in London. That would be very, very normal, and there's 11,000 of them been sold in a very short time.
How much does it cost you?
They cost us, we have a 100% markup, so we're selling them at about £41.
Dave and Travis haven't put a foot wrong so far, but Richard Farley needs to know more about their ownership rights for the gate scan.
Are you a distributor for this?
That's exactly it.
So you've got the rights to operate this business in the UK?
And Ireland, exactly.
And Ireland. And what are the details of your ownership of the distribution? You've got...
We started 2.5 years ago, and they gave us quotas to hit. We hit those quotas within the first 12 months, actually the first 11 months. So that gives us a further extension of 5 years. However, I go back next week to head office to negotiate a further 15-year contract extension with them.
The gate scan duo seem to have reassured the Dragons with a watertight distribution deal covering the UK and Ireland. Duncan Bannatyne has more questions about their company finances.
Yeah, tell me what your turnover and your pre-tax profit is in the last 3 years.
We've had a turnover of £1.3 million.
When?
In the last 2.5 years, £1.3 million.
No, not 2.5 years, year by year.
Year one, on start, we had a turnover of £500,000.
Yep.
Year two, we had a turnover of £400,000. And then we had, this year we're going for 500,000 again.
Okay, and your profit over the last 3 years, each year?
We haven't taken any profit whatsoever. We've put all the money straight back into business.
No, but the company makes a profit.
Yeah,
it stays in.
Yeah,
but
we've made £0. We've spent every single penny as a going concern to put into seminars, marketing, launching the products. We haven't made a penny, and we've only taken a very small salary.
What does your account show?
Zero profit.
Every year?
Zero?
Yeah.
So you've spent all of your money generating new business.
Yes.
And you've got a business that over 3 years is showing a flat line.
Well, if I could just say, when you sell one of these, your top line, your revenue goes up very high. So in the first year, I sold a great deal of gate scans, and in the second year, less gate scans, concentrating more on customer service to get the amount of orthotics and the volume up. And right now, we're at a stage where we concentrate purely on our existing clients and trying to get them prescribing more orthotics and less gate scans.
Under interrogation by the Dragons, Dave and Travis are suddenly struggling to explain why they haven't made any profit at all for 3 years. Theo Paphitis is determined to get to the bottom of it.
I'm now very suspicious about some of these numbers. I want you to break down the £500,000 that you generated last year, right? I want you to break down where you generated it from.
Okay.
And I want you to break down where you spent it.
Okay. 4,000 orthotics. Is that 180,000?
Yep.
180,000. Sales of the gate scans.
Yep.
£210,000.
Yep.
And then we hold 2 big large seminars. But we only made £20,000 from them.
Guys, that makes 410,000. Where's the other 90,000 come from?
The accounting procedures basically include Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland is not the territory that we're talking about today.
We've fragmented Northern Ireland into its separate companies. So I have a Northern Ireland company, an Irish company with shareholders, and I have a United Kingdom company. At the time, or recently, we've just
What are you offering me an investment in?
United Kingdom excluding the Northern Irish territory.
Unbelievably, Dave and Travis have left it until now to reveal that although they've been boasting about a watertight distribution deal covering UK and Ireland, they're not including the Irish territories in the deal. The Dragons are incredulous.
Why have you hived the other business off? What's behind that structure?
Ireland was where I started, and Ireland grew very, very fast. And it's an example of where I had the capacity to infiltrate the marketplace easier because it's smaller.
Is that profitable?
Very, yeah.
How much profit is that making?
It is making about 117,000 last year.
Did you somewhere get the impression that we were daft? No. Is that what you thought? You know, these guys are daft.
I know you're smart.
Offer up shares in the dud company. But keep all our shares in a profitable company.
If you were to look at pure potential, if you looked at Ireland, there's 3 million people. We do 600 orthotics a month. If you look at the United Kingdom, we're doing 300 a month, but there's 60 million people.
But why do you not put that into the pot?
Again, I like to keep a clear-cut dichotomy between the
you
companies.
want to own it all and make profit and use my money to exploit and make more profit for you.
No, look, I'm not going to say that we're not going to be thankful to get the money because it's going to help us roll out a sales strategy, but we clearly need direction.
We're in front of two guys, very professional, and all I've heard is the fact that you're not salespeople. You're very, very good salespeople. And Travis, I thought your presentation was fantastic. You gave us words like satellite anatomical locations. You then went on to say taxing in the whole kinetic chain. Your pitch was fantastic, but the bottom line is all you've got is an individually made shoe insert.
I don't know much about marketing. Am I a good salesperson?
You don't know much about marketing. Satellite anatomical locations.
I've done it in
taking the whole kinetic chain together.
I've been there for 10 years.
The greatest minds in the whole of the universe was in front of me. I mean, give me a break. If you're not a salesperson, what is?
I am a salesperson. I am a salesperson, but I'm not a marketer.
Honestly, the only direction I can give you is to the stairs, because there's no way I'm going to invest in this company. I've heard enough, so I'm not investing, so I'm out.
The Dragons are up in arms, furious with the Gatescan team's tactics in the den. Duncan Bannatyne has made his feelings perfectly clear. Richard Farley has also made his mind up.
The puzzle that you're probably trying to figure out, and I've been trying to figure out, is why it works in Ireland, but you can't get it to work here. And I think that's why you want us involved, because that really is a puzzle. Now, you haven't been able to figure that out. I don't think I could figure that out. So I'm dropping out as well, but good luck.
Thank you.
I'm out.
And to let you know where I am, I've lost confidence in you. So I'm afraid if I've lost confidence, there is absolutely no way I'm going to invest. So I'm out.
Sorry to hear that. Thank you.
And I'll just tell you, at the end of the day, all you have is an individually made insert company. And that isn't good enough. You're a sales agent, nothing else. I can't invest in a sales agency for an insert for a shoe, so I'm out.
Dave and Travis's pitch has disintegrated, with 3 more dragons competing to declare themselves out. It's left to Theo Paphitis to have the final word on the turmoil that's ensued in the den.
Your pitch resembles something out of Del Boy Trotter's Opportunities book. You have tried to play the 3-card trick. You've been moving the lady around from left to right, right to left. You really have not done your business any justice by the approach that you've taken here today. You're wasting my time. I will not be investing. So I'm out.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
After a polished start, Dave and Travis have felt the full wrath of the dragons, and they leave the den empty-handed. The dragons never know who or what will appear before them in the den next. Professional wrestler Tom Jones needed £100,000 to develop his wrestling academy and promotions business.
All you worthless, pathetic pieces of crap need to understand I've wrestled all across the world. So I think each and every one of you pencil-pushing geeks needs to stand on your feet and respect me, as I am an international superstar.
Tom was hoping his unorthodox presentation would be a knockout with the dragons.
I was very keen on investing until I suddenly saw what I may be dealing with if we have a bad day at the office.
And he did raise a laugh with his sales patter.
Wrestling's a bit like Marmite, WWF
Wrestling's
stuff.
a bit like Marmite.
Yeah, you either love it or hate it, don't you?
That is your tagline.
But Tom was floored by his failure to get a hold on his numbers.
The sales were... The sales for the shows were... I think the turnover was... Numbers isn't my strong point, to be honest.
Right. I thought I gathered numbers weren't your strong point. I don't think I could wrestle with the numbers and get to the bottom of them either.
No.
So I'm out.
Okay.
Next up was Stafford-based John Darlington, who came asking for a £100,000 investment in his spider grab rake, designed to help clear up garden leaves.
This is a spider grab rake. And all you do, grab the leaves, straight into the bin.
Theo Paphitis was keen to get to grips with the rake.
the first bit of manual labour you've ever done, isn't it?
Well, as you see, I'm looking very comfortable doing this.
But John was soon stumped by Peter Jones' questions about market potential.
How many rakes were sold last year?
I haven't got the specific figure for rakes.
But wouldn't you think that would be a good thing to know whether you're onto a winner here, to know actually how many of those were sold? John, you make it impossible. It's not investable. I'm out.
So far tonight, no one has left the den with an investment. Will any of these hopeful entrepreneurs succeed where so many have failed?
It's not often that I'm sort of lost for words. This might be one of those rare occasions.
I would consider half the money for about 22.5%.
A good business idea is always crucial to the Dragons, but it also helps when entrepreneurs are passionate about their product. Do the husband and wife team from Eastbourne, Kate and Jerry Daly, fit the bill? They're seeking an investment of £80,000.
Hello, my name's Jerry Daly. This is my wife, Kate. We're here today, hopefully, to secure an investment of £80,000. For that, we're offering 20% equity of our business. A little bit about me. About 2 years ago, I had a heart attack, and I had to have 3 major heart operations. I thought I was going to die at one point. So I asked myself, what would I like to leave for my wife? And I always knew that she fancied my bum and my kiss. She said I had kissable lips. So I copied a cast of my kiss and popped it in the post. Went down and had successful operations. Fit as a fiddle now. But when Kate got home and found it, that was where Send a Kiss by Benji evolved.
And here it is, the finished product, after a couple of years of hard work. This kit will enable the user to recreate an exact replica of their kiss. Each kit contains enough materials to actually recreate 2 kisses, so it's a perfect gift for a couple. It can be bought and given as a gift in itself, or you can buy it and recreate your kiss to give to somebody that you love. Although this box looks very much as though it's aimed for the Valentine's Day, and this one is, there are other boxes in the pipeline with different labels, so it's suitable for every occasion.
And just on Valentine's Day in this country alone, 2.4 billion is spent. That's on cards, chocolate, flowers and lingerie. And we feel and think that this product can find a space in that market.
Thank you. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you very much.
It's an emotional pitch by husband and wife team Jerry and Kate Daly, who need £80,000 to develop their novelty lip casting kits, Send a Kiss. They're offering the Dragons 20% in return. Richard Farley wants to know more about the progress of the business so far.
I'm Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
I like your enthusiasm. This strikes me as one of those kind of unusual products which really needs to be tested to see how it's going to go. So can you tell us about your sales to date?
Yeah.
This product is so new, we finally put it out to the market 2 months ago. And what we decided to do was to find out, would the public purchase it? So we booked up the NEC Festive Fair. It's a 4-day event, and we've sold 603.
In the 4 days.
And that was just, wow.
Yeah, it knocked us backwards too.
People are
It was
paying
amazing.
their hard-earned cash.
And how much do they sell for?
$14.99.
Yeah, it's the recommended retail price.
Can we have a look at a couple of...
Yeah, would you like a sample product as well? Take the kisses over.
Okay.
Jerry and Kate have got off to an encouraging start with their kits, but new businesses like this can spell high risk for investors. Theo Perfitis needs to know more about where the investment would go.
So, I'll give you £80,000 of my children's hard-earned inheritance. Just tell me what you're going to do with it.
Well, the first thing I would want is the injection mould machines.
Injection moulding machines to do what?
Yes. To recreate these boxes. We own the tool.
We own the right, the copyright.
We bought the tool,
the box.
and that box is unique to Benji.
Okay, but you can't go manufacturing every single piece yourself.
No, granted. We could ship them in. It
doesn't necessarily make sense because if this is successful, you won't be able to manufacture them yourself.
No, no.
Anyway.
It will be. Yes.
So how much is that going to cost?
The injection mould machines are about £20,000.
Okay, so it's 20 grand's worth of machines.
You would need two.
But I'm just going to save you £40,000 straight away because the last thing you should be even contemplating doing is doing injection moulding. That's somebody else's job, right?
Yeah,
the margin someone's going to make out of that, if you're doing volume, isn't worth talking about. So forget that. Don't even go there, right? Let somebody else worry about all the health and safety aspects of that.
Theo Perfitis has roundly condemned Jerry and Kate's plans to spend half the £80,000 investment on manufacturing their packaging themselves, rather than sourcing it elsewhere. Duncan Bannatyne is ready to have his say.
I don't think it's got a fantastic shelf life. You know, I don't think in 5 years' time we'll see these selling very well. There might be a novelty item for a few years. Then you can go on to do other things. But I think you make a great living out of it, and I wish you the best of luck. So I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry and Kate's enthusiasm for their product hasn't been enough to convince Duncan Bannatyne to invest. Will Deborah Meaden see things differently?
Unfortunately, I think in terms of scalability, it's just not something I'm going to be interested in. But you absolutely should walk away today taking encouragement, because it is a good product, and with your enthusiasm behind it, absolutely it's going to work, and you'll get a great life out of it, but not one for me. So thank you, but I'm out.
I think everyone's really pleased to see such an enthusiastic couple, you know, and it's great to see people who really enjoy business rather than just doing it for the slogan, the money and the whole bit.
It's not just about making money, is it? You've got to have fun.
And as we said, your only thing for you guys to watch out for is that you don't get too carried away, you know. But
yes.
Great product, and wish you the best of luck. I'm out for the same reasons as these guys. It's a fantastic home business, and it's best left without spending too much money and too quickly. So I wish you luck, but I'm out as well.
3 dragons in quick succession have now walked away from the deal. They all like the entrepreneurs, but they can't see an opportunity to make money for themselves. Jerry and Kate's last hopes now lie with either Peter Jones or Theo Perfitis.
Great story, by the way.
Thank you.
Quite heart-rendering, really, and just obviously, I'm not punning, but it is quite an amazing story. A very different idea,
yes,
which is why I was quite struck by it. However, I want to try and look at the opportunity, and to try and get real money out of this, you have got to sell a huge amount and build an infrastructure around you, and it's not something that really excites me, although the product itself really excites me, and I think you've done an amazing job. I match your inspiration, I match your drive and enthusiasm. Keep focus going, but I can't invest because I can't see the return in the short, medium term. Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Peter Jones is out. Only Theo Perfitis now stands between Jerry and Kate and a failed investment bid in the den.
Right, Jerry and Kate, let me tell you where I am on this.
Yes,
I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. You actually need very little money. I don't know what your financial situation is and how much money you've got available to market this, but I'll tell you what I have noticed is that two people have got so much enthusiasm and energy for the product that what you might lack in cash, you've more than make up in being who you are.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to tell you I'm not going to be investing because I don't think it's a business for me. This is really much a lifestyle business that you could do incredibly well for yourself. So I'm going to say something weird here. I'm going to say I'm out.
Okay.
But I'm also going to ask you to contact me because I might have a very, very good, excellent contact to get this product into stores very, very quickly for you if you can produce it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So that's where I am.
Theo Paphitis has ended Jerry and Kate's hopes of investment, but in a den first, he's softened the blow by offering to help them get the kits into the shops. And Peter Jones has a surprise for the couple too.
One thing I'd like to do is... is give you £50 for one, which will be the first sale on Dragon's Den. So I'd like to pay £50 for one anyway, because I'm sure Tara, my other half, would love to receive a kiss with that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Only a handful of the ideas and businesses that are pitched to the Dragons actually find favour with the multi-millionaire investors. Andrew Blee from Rugby thought he'd come up with an ingenious energy-saving kettle that prevented users from overfilling it, and he wanted £150,000 for product development.
All it is an extended handle with marks on it. So, for instance, if you want a very full kettle, you hold it at the top. A very empty kettle, you hold it near the bottom. So I'm having 4 cups of tea here today, and during the filling process you just keep pouring until the excess comes out of the spout. So it's impossible to overfill the kettle.
Theo Paphitis didn't warm to Andrew's invention.
That's absolutely useless.
Andrew fought back.
If there is no problem to solve, why are kettles consistently, on average, overfilled by 30%?
Because, Andrew, people are too lazy to go back and refill it.
And Peter Jones poured scorn on the whole idea.
It's frightening, because you've got a product that's not just unproven, it's never going to come to market. Save your energy, I'm out.
Next up, Wiz the pink foam dragon rocker, accompanied by her creator, Chrissy Hewitt-Jones, who needed £200,000 to develop her children's products.
I wrote a series of storybooks about Wiz and her adventures. In the first one, she meets her friends, and she learns how to blow out of her nose a huge raspberry-coloured balloon in which they travel from the pink planet down to Earth, and then they do lots of good deeds.
Chrissy's ambitious plans had led Richard Farley to expect some impressive sales figures.
Have you had any sales yet?
No, we haven't sold them yet.
And have you got a website yet?
No.
Have the books been published yet?
No.
Have the DVDs been done yet?
No, no, no.
But the company has been registered?
No, we haven't even started a company yet.
And Deborah Meaden thought Chrissy's £1 million company valuation was simply out of this world.
You are up on that pink planet. You spent too long in the world of Wiz.
Probably.
So far today, no one has walked away with the investment they came for. Next up is 29-year-old Imran Hakim from Bolton. He's a qualified optician, but will the Dragon see potential in his new business venture? He's after an investment of £140,000. And remember, if he doesn't get all the money he asks for, he'll leave with nothing at all.
Hello Dragons, my name is Imran Hakim and I'm here today to talk to you about iTeddy and iTeddy.co.uk. iTeddy brings the teddy bear into the 21st century by incorporating a personal media player at the very heart of the teddy bear. I'm looking for an investment of $140,000 in return for a 15% share in the business. So if I can just take a moment to introduce you to iTeddy. Apparently that's the iTeddy shuffle. Yeah, yeah.
And that's the iTeddy hug.
That's the iTeddy hug. We've not quite perfected it yet, though. So together with iTeddy, I would love to demonstrate some of the actual functions to you. The user interface there, it's a very simple to use, child-friendly menu system with easy to identify icons. And if I can, just for a demonstration, put a movie clip on for you. This is one of the cartoons that would have been downloaded off the iteddy.co.uk website. That's the actual cartoon playing. Now, if I wanted to go onto the audio player, very easy. Keep the button pressed. Just scroll to the audio player. And I can now play myself a bedtime story. The Emperor's New Clothes. So put the whole function on, put it there with the child so the child can gently fall asleep and it'll automatically shut down. Thank you very much for listening. I would love to answer any questions that you might have.
It's an attention-grabbing pitch by Imran Hakim, who's asking for a £140,000 investment to launch his iTeddy media player and its associated website. Theo Paphitis wants to know if there's more to the pitch than just an eye-catching stunt.
Do you own intellectual rights to this?
Yes.
Did you develop it?
Yes. From scratch.
From scratch?
Yes.
Just briefly summarise that journey for me.
Well, I was sitting with my younger brother and my gorgeous niece Amina, who's 8 months old. We had a bit of an argument to say which of us could find the best toy for her. I came up with this concept of a teddy bear that could do more, and I wanted to create something that could educate her as she and grow old with her. So I decapitated one of her teddies and integrated some MP3 components that I had, created a monstrosity, and then managed to think, well, there's actually a lot more that can be done with this. And then I thought of the download aspect of it, a high margin revenue stream that could be generated, looked at what material was available that could be put on there that was child specific, and then I continued to actually research the market on toys.
When was that?
This was, I'd say, about 5-6 months ago.
And 5-6 months ago?
Yeah.
What protection have you got?
We have a patent pending, which covers the actual idea of a personal media player being integrated with within a teddy bear housing, within a soft toy.
Imran's delivered an impressive account of the iTeddy's rapid progress so far. Peter Jones wants to drill down into the potential profitability of the invention.
Imran, hello.
Hello.
I kind of want to say congratulations, really. I never thought I'd say that when I first saw you come in with the teddy bear. But you've made a fun item quite interesting and a very good presentation. The cost of putting all of this together, because it seems quite an expensive piece to me.
Sure.
And what price are you looking to sell it at?
We are looking to sell it onto retailers at, for the MP4 version, £28, For the MP3 version, £20. We can make a 46% margin on the MP4, and we are expecting them to put a well, we are RRPing it at around 49, so we expect the price on the high street to be between 45 and 55.
Imran's answering all the Dragon's questions confidently and projecting healthy profit margins right through his distribution chain. But Duncan Bannatyne is about to drop a bombshell.
Imran, I feel so depressed. You made me so sad.
Sorry.
You said the teddy bear is going to read bedtime stories to the child. That's a father's job.
Sure.
But I don't want to be replaced by a teddy bear.
Sure.
It really depresses me, this idea. And I don't think we should encourage joining technology and teddies together. Hate to see the growth of it. I hope it doesn't work for you. I'm out.
Imran has felt the full force of Duncan Bannatyne's disapproval and lost his first dragon. It's an abrupt setback, and now Deborah Meaden has concerns about how vulnerable the iTeddy might be to copycat rivals.
You tell me that you've got a patent that allows you, or patent pending, that allows you to place an MP3, or in fact any media player, inside a cuddly toy. Now that's quite a wide claim. And that could be of interest. So can you elaborate on that? When did you actually make your application? What stage are you at?
Our patent attorneys, they've told us that they feel that there's a very good chance this patent will be granted.
I mean, these patent attorneys, did they do any searches?
Yes.
Empty room, filled it up, talk is cheap, listen up, I don't know where we went wrong, but I feel I'm shaking these walls, yeah, nothing safe, gotta take cover, still of love, we just make glitter, running and running, yeah, we got off track, now we under attack.
They did searches to say, well, they feel they're confident.
What did they find in those searches?
They actually didn't find a personal media player integrated with a soft toy.
Imran, when are you expecting a ruling on the patent?
At this moment in time, I couldn't answer you accurately on that. I am hoping that within the next few weeks we get somewhere further with it, but I couldn't answer you honestly on that at this moment in time.
Imran's confidence is faltering under the interrogation about his patent, but his business also includes a subscription website for downloading cartoons and stories onto the iTeddy. Theo Paphitis wants to find out more about that side of the business.
Have you got a demonstration of your website on his belly?
I do, yes. Okay. The iTeddy, do you want to walk over with me, Jude? It's the iteddy.co.uk website, and what it will allow children to do is the parent will be able to subscribe for the child. So two different subscription options, a £3.95 option or a £5.95 option, and once the child signs in with a username, they'll be able to select a bedtime story, a nursery rhyme, whatever they want to choose, and then straight away drag and drop, put it onto their personal media player.
If you license content from, say, if we did a deal with Disney, for example...
I think that would be a fantastic...
Could you utilise that in this device?
Most definitely. That is the dream come true for this particular product.
Despite the reservations of some of his rival dragons, Peter Jones thinks he's spotted a highly lucrative opportunity for the combined product and website. But will he back this up by offering Imran the £140,000 he's asking for in return for 15% of his business?
Imran, I'd like to give you an offer.
Sure.
And the offer is, I would consider half the money for about 22.5%.
Okay. At the moment, I'd like to hold that thought if possible.
Imran, so we can move along.
Sure.
And make it happen for you. I'll match Peter's offer, but mine's conditional.
Okay.
And it's conditional that the pattern stands up.
Okay, so you're offering 70,000 in return for 22.5%.
Correct.
Peter Jones and Theo Paphitis have joined forces and offered Imran the whole £140,000, but for 45% of iTeddy, 3 times the amount he was offering. Richard Farley and Deborah Meaden have yet to declare where they stand. Can Imran persuade either of them to offer him a better deal?
Imran's, that's kind of made my mind up for me. I'm certainly not going to make you an offer anywhere near close to that. I'm very wavery about this for the reasons I've explained earlier. So at this point, so just so that you're clear what your options are,
sure,
I'm out.
Deborah Meaden's anxieties about the patent have driven her from the deal. Will Richard Farley have more confidence in the business?
I think if you get the patent, I think your business could be worth millions.
Thank you.
But I don't think you'll get it. So I'm just going to back my own hunch that you won't get it, even though I know you've got lawyers saying, and I may well be wrong, I've been wrong plenty of times, but I just can't imagine that you can just find different places to put existing technology and get a patent on it. So I'm just going to back my hunch and I'll step out. Thanks.
With the other... Dragons now out, Imran still has just one offer on the table from Peter Jones and Theo Paphitis. But will he part with almost half of his business for the £140,000 he so desperately needs?
I feel that you guys would both bring a lot to the business. However, I'm a little uncomfortable with the amount of equity we're looking at here. If we can maybe look at 17.5% each, that's something that I would be prepared to do. So we're looking at around 35% as a combination.
Who owns the shares?
I own them 100%.
100%?
Yeah. 17.5% is something that would be my maximum that I would be willing to go to in doing this deal.
Imran's keeping his cool, and he's decided to take the high-risk option and try to negotiate the Dragons down on their equity demands.
Imran, because I'm taking a flyer here, but I would be willing to meet you halfway.
Okay.
And offer 20%, and if Theo's...
I'm taking a flyer, that's why. And for 2.5%, you're taking a flyer, you're taking a flyer.
Okay.
So that would mean that you'd get £140,000 today.
Mm-hmm.
You get Theo and I, but for 40%.
I think, as well as your finances, your expertise is something that really sort of attracts me in the individual aspects that you can bring to it, and on that basis I would be happy to do the deal.
You got a deal, Miles, son.
Imran has done it. He's had to sell the Dragons a much bigger slice of his business than he intended, but ultimately felt it was worth the sacrifice to secure their cash and expertise.
So, Imran, you got your money. Does that deal work for you?
I think it really does.
Imran, I'd like to give you an offer.
I'll match Peter's offer.
with them guys on board, as well as the financial backing, I feel that will be invaluable in trying to ensure that iTeddy becomes a huge product.
Well, very, very well done.
Thank you very much.
Next week on Dragon's Den.
Why would I want to give you £100,000?
The credibility of your projections is shot.
Selling something and making no money is easy. Anyone can do it.
What you've done is mundane.
If you want to see highlights from tonight's show and hear more from the Dragons themselves, then visit our website at bbc.co.uk/dragonsden.
And stay here on BBC Two for hot new drama Party Animals next.